Welcome to the QB Chronicles, an SMU football podcast with Garrett, Gilbert, and Padron. Join former SMU quarterbacks Garrett and Kyle as they break down each week's game, offering insights from their own experiences on the field. In addition to game analysis, we'll also bring you special episodes featuring interviews with past and present SMU players, sharing their stories and perspectives. Whether you're a diehard Mustang fan or just love football, this podcast is your go-to source for all things SMU football. Pony up!
Welcome back to the QB Chronicles presented by the 1911 Group and Socorro Tequila and our buddies over at Roback. My name is Kyle Padron, here with Garrett Gilbert for a Pat and Go preview of SMU versus Boston College, the Eagles. Garrett, to go back to our last episode, they are the Eagles. I think some people will throw in Golden Eagles as well, but on ESPN it says Boston College Eagles.
Yes, it does. You are correct.
Yep. What's up, man?
Oh, man, I am I'm good. How about yourself?
Doing well. Still riding high. That was a hell of a weekend, but as a fan, I can extend the 24-hour rule for maybe a couple more days, but the players hopefully will be locked in and ready to work, have a good week of practice and preparation for Boston College and watch the victory away from Miami after that 24 hours. But I'm still going to ride high and up until next Saturday. But got a good test. Yeah, we get to go back to the East Coast for another 11 a.m. kickoff versus Boston College. And, this is not by record a good football team. They're 1-8. However, I think you and I have both played teams that are having seasons that they probably didn't expect. And at some point during the season, some of those guys may care a little bit less. Some care more so than others. But this does feel like a game where we want to kill the wheel early. That was something going back to, my South Lake days of historically we'd win games just getting off the bus, and it was at least worth 7 or 14 points wearing the Dragon sticker. And I think in this situation, wearing the SMU uniform, having the Mustang on the helmet, we are the better football team by record, by film, whatever you want to call it. But you've got to go out there and play on Saturday in this type of situation. You want to step on the gas early and don't let these guys have any indication or hope that they can play on the same field as you and kind of kill their world early. And hopefully it's a good afternoon and a good flight home. But that's kind of my expectation this week. And we'll jump into a little bit more, but love to hear your thoughts.
Yeah, 100% with you. You look at the stats, kind of like you said, Boston College has not been a good football team. They did play Notre Dame tough this past weekend. It was a tight game until Jeremiah Love broke off like a 94-yard touchdown run in the fourth quarter to make it 25-10. So, they have some fight in them, and it's going to be a challenge for SMU. Obviously, you would have to think that they'll be on high alert given what happened on the last East Coast Road 11 o'clock kickoff. But you still got to show up and do it. And obviously, last season we were able to some of these road games, when we were, let's say, a little sleepy getting off the bus or, traveling, our offense kind of could flip it on like a light switch. And that hasn't been the case thus far this year. The offense hasn't been able to do that and just kind of, outskill some of the defenses that we've played this season and or dominate them. So it will be a challenge. SMU is a 12.5 point favorite. It's just like you said. We ought to win this game. But, sometimes those games turn into, games that are closer than they should be. So I think that the week of practice is going to be all about SMU, all about how do we do our stuff? How do we keep improving after a great game against Miami? And much like after the Clemson game, you just got to go out and execute and go out and do it. So they're not going to lay down, but, we ought to dominate them.
Yeah, the nameless, faceless opponent approach. It doesn't matter who we're playing. You handle your preparation and be ready to go on Saturday, 11 a.m., and everything else will fall into place. Jumping into some of their stats, Offensively, they're averaging just under 25 points a game, according to ESPN. There's a couple websites that are different, but low 20s points per game, we'll call it, just from some of the research we've done. The passing attack, they're okay. I'd say they've had a couple of guys, I think 3 guys play this year, but Grayson James and Dylan Lonergan, they've showed up, both played last week. Combined against Notre Dame, they went 30 of 45. They threw 1 touchdown, 3 interceptions. I think throughout the year, they've got 17 touchdown passes and 10 interceptions. So not a great TD to interception ratio. Should be some opportunities for our guys to take the ball away and get club takeaway active, which is what we need on, in conference road games. And something our defense has done pretty well the last few weeks. On the ground, they're not as efficient, 92 yards a game, 2.9 yards per carry. And they are averaging at least 2 turnovers a game. So, again, opportunities for the defense to get active and give our offense more opportunities to be successful.
Yeah. I mean, you kind of hit the numbers there. It's neither team rushes the ball very well. SMU is better at stopping the run than Boston College is. So this ought to be a game where we can get the running game going, kind of lean on the offensive line, hopefully, which, was, again, even against Miami last week until the fourth quarter, till overtime, there wasn't much in the way of running the ball.
Yep.
So be nice to, get a little bit of that going. And then, the other thing that sticks out to me is Boston College is -7 in the turnover margin department on the season, and SMU is +8. So, a difference of obviously 15 there in terms of turnover margin. And I think we just ought to jump all over that as well. Keep on forcing them. Force those quarterbacks that have thrown a number of interceptions into a few mistakes. Give the offense a short field. Get going early. Take whatever crowd there is there out of it. And I think that's another thing too, is, it's probably going to be pretty sleepy there. I'd imagine there's not going to be many folks there at the game. It's going to be all about how the team gets itself going, and, making big plays like that will help, create some energy on the sideline.
Yeah. What's the weather like in Boston this time of year? I know you were in Foxborough for some time.
It'll be chilly. You can still catch a nice day here or there, but it'll definitely be chilly. I'd be curious, actually. Speaking of being up there, I'd be curious. A lot of times, away teams would go do walkthrough or something at the Patriots facility the day before the game. Oftentimes, that was if they were playing down in Foxborough. May not be the case this week, but it will definitely be cold. But you'll get a nice, crisp fall day every now and then. Still, this time of year, it's not like bitter cold quite yet. So I don't know what the forecast looks like, but if they get a nice sunny morning, it'll probably be 40, 45 degrees, and it's good football weather.
I ask because this is about the time of year where you want to see some more production out of the running game, get the ball rolling, get the big bodies moving early, and start establishing the run. We'd love to see some more productivity from the big fellas up front, and then our stable of backs here, get them rolling. And then obviously big day for Jordan and Romello and the rest of the guys that take in and catch balls. Got, I think 7 or 8 guys caught passes last week. Hopefully a lot more of the same this week. But I mean, we can bang on the keys like we normally do of, dominate the line of scrimmage. But I think really it comes down to what we said earlier of, this is your task at hand this week. Don't get distracted by a 1-8 opponent, and just go in and attack your process during the week. And then once Saturday rolls around, just go do your job, win your one-on-ones, and play a full 60 minutes. And I think the result will be in our favor. But don't let the fact that you just beat a number 10 team in the country distract you or take away from your process during the week this week. Otherwise, just go handle business. I don't think we need to hammer home any additional keys there, but unless you have anything else to add.
No, I think you're exactly right. I mean, one other stat to note is, Boston College offensively have not been able to punch the ball in the end zone. They're like 85th or something, way down there in the nation in red zone scoring. And our defense continues to shine in that red zone defense area, up to 4th in the nation now in terms of scoring percentage. Ideally, that doesn't come into play because this is a game. This is a game where we dominate and they don't get red zone opportunities. So I think prediction wise, I got 38-14 in my mind. I think SMU rolls up there, and I do think that they learned from the Wake Forest game. I think they learned from the kind of sleepwalking performance or the 2 weeks ago, and I think they show up ready to go in Boston and handle business 38-14.
Yeah, I love it. I'm going to go 41-10. I think the offense gets rolling. I think the rushing attack gets rolling. I think TJ scores one. I think our boy CJ gets out of the backfield. He'll take a reception touchdown. But I do like us to dominate, and I don't think it's going to be close, 41-10.
Rounded out with a Derek McFall touchdown, and we got all 3 backs in the end zone. I love it.
I like it. Let's get the ground game rolling.
That's all I got, Coach.
I love it. Well, I hope everybody has a great week. Look forward to being back with you guys next week after a big victory against Boston College. Until then, pony up.
Pony up.